What is up, you guys? So, it has been a long time since the last time I uploaded. Last time I uploaded was November 10th, 2018. Um, a lot has happened in the time since I've been gone. Um, and I'm still getting over something that happened to me. Um, Something that happened to me just last month, January 17th. Um, it's not even easy for me to talk about this. Um, but so I don't even really know where to start, you guys, because so much has happened, and I'm still dealing with it to this day. Um, so back in December, um, so I don't know if I ever did a video with her or not, or ever had her on one of my videos or not, but I had a poodle. She was pretty much like my daughter. And I had her ever since she was a year old. So, I don't know if y'all can tell where I'm going with this, but it's really sad. Um, you know, if you ever lost if you've ever lost a pet, you know what I'm dealing with. So, my little girl, Mia, my poodle, who was like my daughter, um, she got a bump on her head. She was, she would have been 15 years old this year, come 9/11. She was born on 9/11/04. She would have been 15 years old. But she developed a bump on her head, right above her eye. And at first, it wasn't real big. Wasn't really worried about it at first. Still wanted to get it checked out. So, January 17th, or not January 17th, December 17th came around. Because before that day, we knew something wasn't right. She wasn't acting herself. And it was just little certain odds and ends that we could tell something was wrong, that she wasn't herself. So, um, she started acting like she couldn't see. She started acting like she couldn't hear. So we took her to the vet. December 17th. That exact day, from the day we noticed the bump to December 17th, the bump had grown in size and gotten larger. We took her to the vet, and I had already made up my mind that if she was showing signs that she was fighting, if she was showing signs that she wanted to live, like she wasn't giving up. And if she showed signs like she was going to get better, I had already made my mind up that I wasn't going I wasn't going to put her down. And the minute we walked into the vet looked at it, and from the minute we walked in the vet that day, the vet was pretty much trying to tell me that I needed to put my dog down. That, and of course, the vet wasn't even sure if it was a tumor or a cyst. But she was pretty much already given the opinion that she was pretty much saying, you need to put her down. Well, I told her straight out, I said, no, we're not doing that yet. I said, she's showing that she wants to live. I said, we're not doing that. So, the vet stuck a needle in it, and I wouldn't say she popped it. She put a hole in it, that's for sure. And gave her meds. But she said that she couldn't say whether it was a tumor or a cancerous tumor or a cyst. But she said if it didn't go down in size, that it was a tumor. Well, we brought her home. She started having seizures. That exact same day, she started having seizures. And of course, the minute she started having seizures, I started thinking to myself, am I doing what's right? And I was there with her every minute of the way. I calmed her down when she would have seizures. I'd get her calmed down and get her brought back around me. And we became close. And and the vet made another appointment for 2 weeks after that appointment. On December 17th, she made an appointment for December 20th. Or, no. Maybe it was December 27th or something like that. Yeah. And so I gave her the meds and all. The meds acted like they didn't do nothing. She was bleeding all over the place. It was constantly draining. Every night I literally slept next to her because I had my mind up that she was not going to be alone when she finally did go. I was not going to have her being alone. She never left us alone, and I wasn't going to do that to her. So, I gave her meds and all, and she started acting like she was getting better after that day. And she really did. She really acted like she was getting better. It went down. The bump on her head went down. It wasn't as large and all, but it still wasn't like it should have been. It wasn't completely down. So her next appointment came around. Granted, we had like 3 or 4 appointments before we finally called it and made a decision. And it was the hardest decision of my life. But the second appointment came around. And my dog had been showing signs that she was fighting. Like, she wanted to live. And I had my mind up. I was not taking her chance of living away from her. I wasn't going to do it. Her second appointment came around. We told the vet that the medicine was making her have seizures. Well, the vet said, "Oh, I've never heard of that." She goes, "I've never heard of that." And we go, "Well, it is." So she put her on another medicine. And she practically told us again that day, "You need to put her down. You need to put her down." Pretty much. I said, "No, we're not doing that." I mean, this vet was pretty much trying to pressure me into putting my dog to sleep. And I said, "No, I'm not doing it." I said, as long as she's showing signs that she's fighting and she wants to live, I'm going to give her the opportunity to fight to live. I said, I'm not taking that away from her. Oh, she put her on another medicine. And sadly, that medicine, when we first started her on that medicine, she started having seizures. She was losing blood big time. And of course, that day after that second appointment, the vet told us before we left. She goes, "Y'all are gonna have to make a decision before next appointment." And she told us pretty much. She told us straight out that we was gonna have to either put her down, or she was gonna stop treatment. So that was our vet telling us that she wasn't gonna treat my dog, even though she was getting paid to treat my dog. So, anyways, we left that day because I was bawling in tears. We left that day and we came home. And like I said, I was the one that took care of her. The whole downhill. I was right there by her side. I didn't leave her side. And I know to this day she was very grateful for it. But the vet told us at that second appointment that she was pretty sure that it was cancerous. Even though she didn't want to do the test to find out if it was. She didn't want to give us any choices on how to treat it. So right there I was highly dissatisfied with our vet. And we brought her home and I gave her meds. Those meds acted like it. At first she started having seizures right off the bat again because of that medicine. Well, because of the vet poking a hole in her hip in that bump, it never closed. It kept bleeding and it kept bleeding and it kept bleeding. And I don't know if when she had seizures, if it messed with her if it messed with her brain or what. But it was like the more seizures she had, the more she was depending on me to stay alive. The more seizures she had, the more she was depending on me to do stuff. She was getting to where she couldn't eat on her own. I had to hand feed her. And like I said, there for a while, she acted like she was getting better. She really did. And for a while, she gave us hope that she was getting better. And the strangest thing, and I thank her so much for not doing it to me, is I said that appointment, I told my parents and my brother and my fiance or girlfriend or however y'all want to call her. Y'all don't know, y'all haven't met her, but she's the love of my life. Anyways, I told them all. I said, and I even told my other brother that doesn't live with, well, neither one of my brothers live with me now, but I told my brother, my parents, my girlfriend, I told everybody. I said, I'm telling y'all right now. I said, if my dog dies before Christmas or around Christmas time, I said, Christmas is canceled. I said, I'm not going to want anything to do with it. I said, I will never want anything to do with it again. I said, it will be canceled for good. And my dog fought and fought and fought. She showed signs that she was getting better. And she was still here with us Christmas time. She was still here with us New Year's. She was being one hell of a fighter. She was definitely a fighter, you guys. And I think I really believe she was taking after me, because when my back's hurting me, I don't take nothing for it. I fight the pain. When I'm ever in pain, I fight the pain. But anyways, Snickers is peeking. She knows I'm upset, so she's gonna jump up here. So we didn't take her back to the vet till I think we had to reschedule the appointment. But we didn't take her back until December 17th or January 17th. But she showed signs that she was getting better. And then out of nowhere, she just did a complete 360. And she just went downhill straight from there. She got so bad that I didn't want her to starve to death because she wasn't eating. That I went out, I bought a baby bottle. And I put food in, like, it's like a vitamin drink or something like that. Or it was like an energy nutrients shake, but it wasn't an energy drink. It had like a surgery recovery stuff in it that you would drink for, like, if you was recovering from surgery. But I put that in a baby bottle, and I was hand feeding her with a baby bottle. And I was doing everything. I wasn't gonna let her go that way. That would have been too hard for me. That would have been too hard on her. I wasn't gonna let her go that way. So I was doing everything in my power to keep her around. And it got to where every night I'd go to sleep and I'd be cuddled up next to her. Or I'd have her cuddle up next to me. And I'd kiss her every night before I fell asleep. And I would tell her that it was okay. That she didn't have to stick around for us. I would tell her that I loved her. Here comes the tears. I would tell her I loved her. That we loved her. She was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. Or one of the best things, anyways. I told her that I would be with her again one day. And I told her to come back and visit us in spirit. Every morning, every day, every night I'd go to bed and I'd tell her that over and over again. Because I was, in a way, I was hoping that she would go to sleep and she wouldn't wake up. I was hoping that she would go in her sleep. That I wouldn't have to take the chance of life away from her. But she was too much of a fighter. She fought and she fought and she fought. She fought to the last day. Come January 17th, I had made up my mind that week because she had started whining at night like she was crying for help. And there wasn't nothing I could do for her. And that the week before her appointment, I sat down with her, and I sat down with my parents, and I said, I hate to say it. I said, I think it's time. She wasn't herself at all. She was falling around. She couldn't walk without falling. The cancer had drawn every bit of muscle out of her body. Every last strength that she had was gone from fighting. She had no more fight in her, sadly. And we spent our last week with her, spending as much time with her as we could, because we knew it was coming. January 17th came around. One of the worst days of my life, you guys. That morning came around. I think her appointment was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. We left here. We went to our vet, which is in Ranson. Sadly has no ratings at all after we looked at the ratings. That's why we have changed vets, but we had already started looking for another dog because it was just tearing us up. It was literally destroying us. That we didn't have another dog to fall back on. I mean, we had Snickers, but you know, Snickers likes to be by herself a good amount. I mean, she'll come around and love on you, but she likes to be on her own and have her own space. So, yeah. And you know, I tell you, Snickers likes to have her own space, and she's not the greatest. I mean, she'll be there for you when she wants to be, but she's not she's not the lovable thing when you want her to be all the time. It's always when she wants to be. But so uh we took her to our vet. Our vet called us in, and of course this vet, she's in there when it's they had one exam room, and she was already in there. We didn't have to wait on her. When we called her in, she could always come on in, so we did to the exam room. And of course, we'd already pretty much told Mia that we loved her and that we loved her and that we was gonna miss her. We'd pretty much already said our goodbyes to her. Well, it's never goodbye, but we'd pretty much said we'll see you we'll see you again one day. And and you know, the vet goes, "So what are we doing today?" I mean, she had an attitude the minute that day, and she goes, "So what are we doing today?" And I didn't have the gut to say it completely, but my dad was with me, and my dog was with my dog was just as close to him as she was to me, if not closer at times. But I go, "It's time." And she goes, "Huh?" My dad goes, "We're euthanizing. We're putting her down." And she goes, "Well, I kind of figured that." Like, she had no sympathy whatsoever. Like, you wouldn't think a vet would be caring, but this woman had no sympathy whatsoever. And, you know, I had a box in the car that I didn't want to bring in because, I didn't want to have to deal with that. I didn't want to have to deal with that. So she goes, "Were you taking them with you?" And I go, "Yes." Her with you, and I go, "Yes," because I had already looked up cremation, and I had already found a cremation that would cremate her, and we'd already set up an appointment and all, and it was same day, so you got her back. I got her back the very next day, which I loved, and I knew that my dog was the only one. That she was the only one in those ashes, that I didn't have to worry about my dog being in with other dogs or any of that. And that's why I went with these people. But I had a box in the car that I was going to put her in. I had planned on just carrying her out, but I guess she didn't want that, and I understood why in a way, because I mean there was other people in the waiting room with their dogs and their cats, so I understood why. But she goes, do you want to go get that? Or she goes, uh, did you bring a box or something in to put her in? And I go, yeah, it's in the car. And she goes, but do you want to go get that? And I said, no, not really. I said, I want to be with my dog when she goes. Because she'd already started the procedure. Well, I got cat hair in my eyes now. Well, she'd already started the procedure, and she goes, but do y'all want to be with her when she goes, or do y'all want to go to just leave her? I said, no, we're gonna be here. I said, we're not leaving her. I said, we're gonna be right here with her when she goes. And she goes, but I need one of y'all to sign this, which I guess was stating that we was witnessing it, and that we was verifying that we authorized the euthanization and all that good shit. So my dad signed it because I was upset and I didn't want to mess with that. So of course my dog, before she started the process, and on the way to the vet, she pretty much cried to us, like, please send me, take this pain away from me. And we was going to. We had already decided we was taking the pain away from her. And when we was in there right before the vet started the procedure, she let out another cry. And, like, please take this pain away from me. And January 17th became one of the worst days of my life. But anyways, she said that most dogs, after they're gone, they will twitch and they will let out a whine before they go completely, and they will sit up. My poor dog didn't have no strength in her at all to fight. She didn't fight at all. She was gone. The minute she gave her the medicine, she was gone. So the woman goes, she told her thing, she goes, I'm going to need a body bag. Well, I'm thinking, okay, it actually looks like a body bag. Or something like that. They bring out a frickin' trash bag and put my dog in a trash bag. And we was talking to the vet about these other dogs that at the time we was trying to get. But They had a long procedure. They had to go through the vet and all. And my dog, I didn't have the money to. She got a rabies all the time. And that was the main shot. That was the main shot that was important. Was what her rabies shot. And I always made sure she got that one. But literally after my dog has just died, the woman has the nerve to attack me and my dad because my dog wasn't up to date on shots. And after I looked back at the after I looked back at my records of my dog's shots, my dog was up to date on her shots. But yet the vet had the nerve to attack us literally right after my dog had just died. That my dog wasn't up to date on shots. That was the breaking point. That pushed me over the edge and decided we was no longer using this vet. I had decided that vet would never touch a single one of my animals ever again. And we got we left that vet and got a 5-star vet. A vet that has 5 stars. 5 out of 5. And the vet we had 0 out of 5 stars. So, you know, and yes, the office visits are a little bit more expensive, but, you know, I'd rather pay a little bit more money to get the care that my dog needs or my cat needs. I'd rather pay the extra money for that, to get that care. I'd rather pay the extra money to get the knowledge for somebody to explain, okay, this medicine does this medicine does that. And, you know, I will show y'all the new puppy we got, or I got. It's a family dog. But so we all got him. He's all of our dog. He's all of our dogs. My parents, my dog. He's mine and my parents' dog. So let's say that. But I'm not gonna get him out of his cage right now because Snickers is sitting here with me and she don't care too much for him right now. She smacked him earlier. But he's a puppy. He's a poodle. He's 14 weeks old. You can see Snickers' tail. But his name is Teddy. And he's a 14-week-old puppy. He's a lovable dog. He's a badness, though. I will say that. But he's lovable. And I was going to do a video about him, and then I got on this topic. But you know, it was like, and to this day, I don't know what my family has done to cancer. For cancer to attack my family makes me hate cancer even more. It's like cancer won't leave my dang family alone. And then my dog gets cancer, and it's like, really? My cousin is actually cancer-free now, apparently. That I'm so grateful for. But, yeah. That's one thing that's been going on. And why I have not recorded lately is because of that whole situation. And to top it all off, my mother had her other knee surgery. And she's been recovering from that, so I've been helping her. At the same time, we're trying to house train our puppy, who's 14 weeks old, Teddy. He's starting to get the hang of it, but he's got a lot to go. There's just so much that's been going on, you guys. And I never planned on being away this long. And I kept telling myself, I need to do a video. I need to do the video. But it's like, yeah. It was like one thing after another, and I just never got around to it, nor did I feel like doing a video. I didn't want to cry on camera like I just did, but you know, if y'all have ever lost a dog or a cat or any animal really, you know exactly how I'm feeling. And even though it's been a month since I lost my dog, it still hurts. And strangely, I told my dog before, like a week before we lost her, I told her, I said, you and Bud, which was our other dog that died like 4 or 5 years ago. I said, and he died of natural causes, so don't worry about that. You know, I told her, I said, you and Bud come back and visit. I said, come back and visit us. I said, and strangely, very strangely, the night after she died, I had a dream about her and our other dog, Bud. Bud was running around chasing a ball. She was just running around the yard. But it wasn't like it was in our yard. It was more like I was looking at them in the light. I had that dream 3 nights after. I had that dream every night the next 3 nights after she died. I haven't had that dream since. I haven't had a dream about her since. So I don't know if she was telling me I'm alright and that we're alright or what, but yeah. So it's crazy. And I wasn't expecting Snickers to be up here right now. But I guess she sees the puppy in this cage right in front of me. And she was like, this is my territory. He learned earlier not to mess with her. He kept wanting to play with her, so in his defense, I feel bad, but she's not a playful kitty. I mean, she'll play when she wants to play, but when she wants to be left alone, she wants to be left alone. She didn't care too much about Mia, but she tolerated her. And Teddy kept wanting to play with her, and he kept jumping up like he wasn't gonna attack her, but I guess she thought he was gonna attack her, and he got smacked today by Snickers. So, yeah. Huh. She's trying to be all lovable. See? She's trying to be all... Ouch! She got me with her nail. Trying to be all lovable. Now she's looking at him in his cage. I'll be right back, you guys. So, I got up, Snickers got down. And here is little Teddy. Like I said, as you can see, he's a lovable. Give me kisses. You wanna say hi, Teddy? Look at the doggy. Yeah, he'll do the funniest crap in the mirror. He'll look at himself in the mirror and bark at himself in the mirror. I guess he thinks it's another dog and wants to play. But yeah. He's tired, I woke him up. But yep, this is Teddy. And he's 14 weeks old. And he's been the one that we rely on right now. And I tell you guys, if you know it's coming, he sees himself in the camera. If you know it's coming, get another dog or pet. Because it is a lot easier than not having one. And I tell you, it still hurts knowing that she's gone. But he makes up for it. Even though he is a badness. So you guys, I just wanted to do a quick little update. Can't tell you when I'm gonna have another update or another video up, but who knows? Maybe I'll do some videos of this little one running around and playing and all that good stuff. Never know. So, till next time, I'll see you later. Oh yeah, and according to my statistics, my ratings, my views have gone up. Subscribers have not. So if you have not done so already, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And make sure you have the notification little bell on, because like I said, I can't tell you when I'm going to have another video up right now. I still got a lot going on. We're trying to house train this one. Oh, it's a lot. He's trying to get up on the back of the couch. What are you doing, Teddy? But yeah, you guys, make sure you have make sure you have that you're subscribed to the channel, so that when I do post another video, you will get a notification and you can watch it just like you watched all these others. But yeah, till next time, I'll catch you later. See ya. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites. Can't forget the way you looked at me, just to see you smile.